Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What? Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast. I'm your very congested host, Kyle Tyson, joined by RN covering SmackDown from last night. RN, how you doing this morning, man?
Recovering, drank a lot, went to bed super fucking late. As you can see, no voice, so.
Oh, man, we're in the same boat on this one.
Right.
Yeah, I think I fell asleep last night watching, what is it? Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yes, I was going to ask you, are you watching that? So
yeah, man, it's a good show, man.
Yeah. I've been trying to convince, like, all my other friends that aren't really into, like, the comic books and shit. Like, it's not really a comic book show. Like, there's a couple, like, Marvel things in it, but for the most part, it's like a spy series.
Yeah, it very much has its own allure, even if you're not into like all the backstory.
Right.
It doesn't require you to have like an extensive amount of knowledge of Captain America to enjoy it. I just realized, man, I am not working. I'm not working with Kevin here. Hold on one second. I fix your nameplate and I start making you other people. Look at that. There we go.
Am I ever gonna get my correct name on the show?
You got your correct name right now, my friend. You got it now. All right. Jesus, man. This is why I don't do morning shows.
It's on me this time.
Oh, man. You have your coffee yet?
No, I don't drink coffee.
You don't drink coffee?
Nope.
I thought you just said that you, you just saw me chug a glass, which is weird.
Right.
I forgot that that's not normal. You caught me chugging, just down in a whole cup.
If I drink coffee, it has to be cold. Like
okay. So
I don't want no fucking hot cup of coffee. Like, can't do it.
It's if you drink coffee.
Right.
Got you.
The smell of coffee is better than the execution of it. If that makes sense.
I got you. You need just to find your roast, man. Mine. Right. I'm particular to some strong ass coffee, so I drink this one. It's called Black Silk, sounding like my ghetto stripper name.
That's what I was about to say. That sounds like a fucking you're sliding down a pole.
Oh man, that's some strong ass shit. It works.
Adam's like that. He's a coffee connoisseur. Like,
yeah, I'm not a connoisseur. Like to the point where I know a bunch. The other day, I went into Starbucks. So Starbucks, their cold brew is extremely concentrated.
Yeah.
So I'll drink their cold brew because it works. They were out, and there was this guy, and he's like, "Oh, we're out of cold brew," and I was like, "Well, shit, I don't know what to order." I was like, I was like, dude, I just want something strong. He's like, "You want something strong?" He's like, "I got something off the menu," and I was like, "Okay, you got my attention."
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah, this is what we do, behind the scenes at Starbucks."
Let's go.
So this dude, in what is best described, a combination of like hipster frat boy, this drink he makes. He calls it an undertow. If anyone's ever heard of this, it's like just like a pinch of milk, and some like vanilla on the bottom of this paper cup, and then they just throw like 2 to 3 shots of hot espresso on top of it, and you just throw it back. And what it does, I guess the milk comes under the hot espresso and cools the drink as it goes down. And so you just sit there and you just slam it like you're at a bar. All of a sudden, like Starbucks turned into like a bar environment. They're just like, slam it, bro.
Slam it, bro.
So I'm like taking shots at Starbucks, man.
Those off the menu things, those are always the fucking best.
Yeah, man. Undertow, if anyone's interested.
I wonder if that's like an all-around Starbucks thing.
I mean, from what I hear, they have like just like McDonald's, man. There's like a secret menu.
Yeah,
you can go up if they're in the know, you can order it. I don't know. Oh man. Well, anyways, SmackDown was last night. The SmackDown after WrestleMania. RN. These shows after Mania,
terrible.
They're not gonna be what we want them to be until fans are back.
I was thinking that too. That was probably like the main issue with it is they didn't want to do any big debuts and shit with no fans. But I mean, like at this point, who knows when that really is? So like, you're just not going to debut anybody or do anything until then?
Next year, man. Next year. All right. Say hi.
Hi.
What's up, bro?
Say like and subscribe.
Can I get the...
All right. Go see Mama. I don't know what you're doing here. Shut my door. My naked kid. Why are you wet? You're soaked. Gross, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Next year, after Texas, we'll have fans back.
Like I said, I'm just these two shows are supposed to be the ones we look forward to the most out of all the Raw and SmackDowns of the year, and they were fucking terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same thing last year.
Right.
It was the same thing last year. You know what made it worse? Did you catch the Easter egg or see what they were trying to do with Roman Reigns out there? Do you remember the Raw after WrestleMania when he defeated The Undertaker? And the crowd eviscerated him. He couldn't get 2 words in.
Oh, yeah.
Because the crowd was going too hard and they were chanting like, fuck you, Roman. And yeah, that's what they were doing last night, but with piped in chants.
Yeah, and they did it with like, now that you say, I noticed it with Bianca too. Like, never heard anybody chant EST, EST.
No.
Never.
I wondered how they got that. They had like some generic like keyboard, like just sound guy was able to.
Because even if like when you were looking at the crowd, like some of the people in the crowd, like on the Thunderdome shit, they were chanting it, but it wasn't lining up with the audio. So it was obviously like weird and like not like it wasn't cool.
The piped in audio
trash
should strictly be for the viewer.
Right.
The wrestlers in the ring should not be acknowledging the piped in audio because it's so weird. So you mean to tell me that Roman Reigns is out in the ring and he really believes that it's that's not production?
Right.
Piping that, like that's the off-putting thing. Like I'm waiting, like, oh my God, how good would it be for one of the wrestlers to break the fourth wall and just to yell at the production truck, like, turn this piped in audio down. Like,
it has to be said. It has to be said.
Yeah, man. But the moment it is, all the other wrestlers that acknowledged it and used it as part of their promo, then all of a sudden they become fucking idiots. Like,
and my thing too, like if they at least did it like NXT and had like a few people around it,
yeah,
then you can fucking get away with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like somewhat, like it's somewhat of a cover for you.
Yeah.
But there's no one in the crowd. So how is you telling me those TV screens are pumping out that much audio?
Oh my God. Yeah, it's so weird, man. Hey, you guys, if you're a new listener to the show, we are a wrestling recap show. You catch us live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, typically following Raw, SmackDown, and Dynamite. We also shoot our NXT recaps. Even though NXT has moved to Tuesday, we are shooting our NXT recaps live. What, you guys are going to be shooting around like 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah, so we can knock it out before Dynamite. Yeah,
okay. So yeah, tune into Putting You Over around 7 p.m. on Wednesdays to catch the NXT recap, and then immediately following Dynamite for the Dynamite recap. And if you ever miss a live stream, we're over on YouTube. Head on over to youtube.com/SmackDown Podcast. We got that like button. Go ahead and hit that once or twice. Actually, no, not twice. Hit it an odd number of times. Okay. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Notification bell. Tell your friends if you enjoy us too, man. We're really appreciative of all of our subscribers. We're on the way to 300 subs is what we're working towards right now.
Let's do it.
Let's do it to it, man. And then of course, man, just like, we had a lot of released wrestlers recently. 10 to be exact, including, the Iconics, Samoa Joe, Chelsea Green, and who kept us up to date on this news was WrestlingNewsWorld.com head over to Wrestling News World. Subscribe to those guys, man. They're awesome. They work really hard. Check them out. So yeah, man. To be honest, RN, like you said, there was like nothing to this show.
No. Besides those ridiculous ass video packages they kept playing. Terrible.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at CBS Sports. I didn't have the chance to take my own notes. And usually CBS Sports has like,
in-depth
a lengthy rundown. Man, this is like 4 paragraphs.
Nothing written. I think it was only maybe like 2 or 3 matches, and the rest, like I said, was filler shit.
Yeah. So let's focus on some of the cool stuff that happened. Pat McAfee, although not the greatest commentator, was kind of like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
To hear oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the thing with him is I think he just needs to. You could tell he was like trying not to step on Cole's toes. Like he was too cautious. You know what I'm saying? He had his moments, but for the most part, like he just needs to work on it. He'll get there.
No, he was unrefined, unpolished, but it was kind of nice. And you know that the commentating booth is pretty robotic and systematic when McAfee standing during a segment makes the rounds on like Twitter and social media.
Right.
Like, a lot of people pointing out, look at Pat McAfee standing up while, talking to the camera. Like, wow, is that where we're at in 2021? Where that's a standout moment?
I like this commentary, and I like that he wasn't putting that heel box because of who he is.
Yeah.
He was cheering on and like giving props to everybody.
He was putting everybody over.
Yeah, he was putting everybody up. I like that McAfee because that's real life McAfee, unless he doesn't like you for real. But for the most part, he loves wrestling. He loves everything about it, everything involved with it. So like, I like that he was like Cole, like he was in the middle. Like he wasn't like the heel commentator or the color guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk.
No, so yeah, McAfee was pretty cool. It looks like as the night played out that we're gearing towards some sort of match between Cesaro and Roman Reigns. Right. You might get your wish with Seth Rollins getting involved in that entanglement. We'll cover that a little bit later.
Right.
Rey Mysterio had a match with Otis. There was some interesting stuff in that match, I thought.
It was actually a good match.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You got to see a lot more of what Otis can do, especially with a smaller guy. You really get to see like him put his suplexes and shit on display, and how it ended was actually dope. Because you know how I'm kind of down on the Mysterios, Rey in particular, but he did like a crucifix roll up from the corner, like off the middle rope.
And kudos to Otis for keeping his shoulders on the mat. That's what I was gonna say. Like, and even commentary played it up too. Like, he used Otis's weight against him, and it did look like that. Yeah,
right. Otis was too fucking big to fucking get out of it. So like, no, that was actually like, it was just small little creative thing like that. Like that was actually dope.
Yeah,
one of the things that caught my eye.
And then pretty much everything else ranges from mundane to downright forgettable. I don't think there was anything terrible or bad per se.
There wasn't enough of anything for something to be bad.
Exactly, exactly, man. This night lacked substance.
Right.
So the notes I have don't have the show in chronological order, but we'll go ahead and bust through it. We opened up the show with Roman Reigns promo. It's kind of the thing now. Raw and SmackDown open up with their championship promos. Now RN at this point, my kids had just got this science experiment called the Euler's disc, right? And it's this metal disc on a concave mirror, and you spin it, and that shit spins for like 10 minutes.
Yikes.
So as I demonstrated this to my kids, I missed the promo.
You didn't miss anything. It was the acknowledge me shit. Like pretty much what he was saying, like after I beat the shit out of Edge and Daniel Bryan, who in their right fucking mind really wants to step up? Nobody does. Yeah. And then Cesaro's music hits. He comes out to the stage, starts walking down the ramp. Roman Reigns just leaves. Doesn't say anything. Doesn't make like any sort of rebuttal. Doesn't even give Cesaro a chance to say anything. He literally just they walk out the ring and leave like Cesaro's not even fucking out there. Disrespectful as shit, and I was digging it. That was the best part of the whole promo. Like he completely, like, nah, man, you ain't. I ain't. Why are you even here? Like, who are you? No, just fucking walked out. It was so dope.
Yeah. Later on, I think I want to say Paul Heyman backstage because they were interviewed throughout the night about Cesaro getting a match against Roman Reigns, and they kind of like pulled a red herring. They made it look like Cesaro would get a match against Roman, and if Roman had won, or if Cesaro had won, he'll get like a title shot. And then throughout the evening, once Paul Heyman started talking, I knew it wasn't going to be Roman. It was going to be Jey Uso. Main event Jey, your Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner, Jey Uso. And
at first, like, I was like, is he really main event Jey? But that motherfucker is.
Yeah,
like,
man,
he's
he
putting on.
Is.
He's the workhorse of SmackDown because Roman isn't. Like, he wrestles every show. He's in the main event or almost in the main event of every show, and he's putting on bangers.
It does leave me what the hell is going to happen when Jimmy comes back. Leaves me wondering. But
because with them too, like, he wasn't the best talker. Jimmy or Jey was.
Yeah.
Or no, Jimmy was.
I wonder
now Jay's dope.
So, I wonder if they'll have like more defined characters. Like, I wonder if Jimmy will be like a lower rank than Jey.
Right. Yeah.
WWE won't go that deep, but man, that would be nice.
Like, that would be done. That's why I said that he needs to do it. They need to let this mob shit play out. I've been screaming it since he came. Like, let it have your lieutenants and capos, bro.
Jimmy is reduced to the doorman.
Right.
He's not allowed in the room while Jey and Roman and everyone's talking.
Yeah, he got to wait outside.
Yeah. But I wonder, you think we're going to get a cheesy t-shirt? Smash them and stack them. I did hear Roman driving that promo, and they've been driving it ever since WrestleMania. I'm gonna smash them and stack them.
You already know it's coming.
Yeah.
Anytime they repeat something 5 times in a promo, it's coming. Something's coming. A t-shirt, something.
I'm gonna check out WWE Shop right now. WWE Shop, Roman Reigns. What do we got here? We've got Acknowledge Me. Jesus, that's terrible. That is a bad shirt.
I kind of want it.
That Acknowledge Me shirt looks bad. I mean, so the back of it looks pretty cool. But that front looks terrible. Like, head of the table looks all right.
I got the head of the table.
Show up and win. No smash them and stack them yet.
Give it a week or so.
Yeah, let them pound it into our skulls a little bit more.
If he says it again next week, it's definitely gonna be a t-shirt.
It's happening. We never got any word on Daniel Bryan or Edge, did we?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. When we were talking about, did you do night 2 of Mania, or was that? Yeah, you did night 2.
Yeah, I did night 2.
Yeah, I was talking. Was like, how big of a heel? I was like, that's kind of like what's going to make Roman even a bigger heel, is if they really are gone for an extended period of time, if Roman drives that home. I was like, I took your favorite people off television, folks.
Right.
Yeah. Now it's like you may have tuned in for either of us 3. Now you only tune in for me. Like,
right. And I think they are, because like I said, we were talking about that. Like, Edge only has a finite number of matches that he's signed to do. So like, I figured like he'll probably be going to the build up for SummerSlam, I would imagine.
Yeah. It's interesting. What else happened? We mentioned the Rey Mysterio versus Otis. Really looked like Rey was going to be squashed in this match. Dude, how deadly does Otis's World's Strongest Slam look?
It looks fucking ridiculous.
Jesus, man.
And especially when he's doing it against a toddler like Rey. It's even worse.
Catching Rey mid-cross body. I wonder if Otis went to Mark Henry. You know he had to have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had to have gone to Mark Henry.
Mark Henry probably came to him. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah. I think about that now. A lot of our wrestlers that we liked during like the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression era, we're seeing their finishers getting passed down to the next generation.
Right.
Kevin Owens with the stunner and Swanton.
Yeah.
And the World's Strongest Slam. I wonder how many. I did hear the story about Kevin Owens calling up Stone Cold, and I remember Stone Cold said kind of what the fans said,
Right.
like, if you're gonna use the stunner, make sure it puts him away. You know,
Yeah.
Stone Cold wasn't a fan of John Cena doing that springboard stunner because it was
Right.
never a match finisher and it looked ugly as piss.
Every time.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad to see the stunner. Stunner puts him away. So yeah, Rey Mysterio, we saw he defeated Otis. Did you notice? I guess we're at like the Thunderdome. It was only during this match that I realized the Thunderdome was in a different location this go around.
It was at UCF.
Yeah, they were at this college campus. They weren't in the baseball stadium.
Right.
Yeah, because the Thunderdome, like the LEDs are like pushed all the way up to the entrance now.
Yeah.
Which was actually pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of gave like an LED tunnel look as they came out.
I didn't notice it till the part where they were like filming Heyman about to do his interview, and they had the big ass UCF bull right there behind Kayla, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I was, like I said, man, I was doing science experiments with kids, so I missed a lot of little details last night. Went through the cracks. Sami Zayn was out in the ring, furthering this whole shtick of him being screwed. We got the WrestleMania rematches. This is the one that we got, Zayn versus Kevin Owens. You know you're always going to get pay-per-view rematches. Right. It's just WWE can't help themselves. There was nothing to it, man. There was nothing to this match. I felt like even Kevin Owens didn't want to be out there. Like it was.
He didn't even talk.
No,
like he never said a fucking word. He wasn't even like doing his normal like shit talking during the match or nothing. Like
no,
they literally were just going through the motions.
Yeah,
it was almost the exact match they had at the pay-per-view.
However, when Kevin Owens got the upper hand in the match, Sami Zayn took a voluntary count out. Yeah. This was weird. Sami Zayn gets himself counted out, and then Kevin Owens just bum rushes him on the ramp, throws him back in the ring, hits the stunner, and then leaves. Obviously, this is just signs of like a very poorly written SmackDown. Right. Just go out, do your rematch. Don't even add anything to the story. Just give the folks like a freebie, from WrestleMania.
Yeah, give him the stunner.
Yeah.
And get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. One of the highlights though came after this, I believe, and that was the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, playing hype men to Bianca Belair, running down a very, very well-made video package of Bianca Belair's win at WrestleMania, which, by the way, I now that we've had some time to simmer on Mania, I think in my opinion, the biggest match.
Yeah, we discussed that on night 2. Like night 1 in general was just better, and that match was just like, and I like that Cole and them, they actually acknowledged that it was 2 black women fighting for the championship for the first time. First of all, just fighting for the championship alone in history.
No. You had Jacqueline versus Jazz fought for the women's title.
He just completely skipped over because he said, like, as she was walking down, he said the first time 2 black women have ever fought for the world title, and the first time 2 black women ever main evented WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, main eventing WrestleMania, but not the first time. Yeah, I'm not the one with the historian knowledge, but I did.
Oh no,
I saw it online, and I went back and looked at it. Yeah, I believe it was Jacqueline versus Jazz was the first 2 black women in WWF. But then again, who knows? WWE's lineage goes so far back. You know, if it hasn't happened in 15 years, it's the first time ever. You know?
Everything. That's what I was about to say too. Like they kind of reset their history when they
they hit
won.
that reset button.
No, but like I said, it was just cool that they finally like acknowledged it and said it out loud. Like not like in a package or not someone else saying it, like them saying it on TV, acknowledging it.
Yeah, I think
that was big.
The historical impact, I think, is what gave that match a little bit bigger of an edge than the triple threat match that main evented the following night.
You know what? Honestly, like I thought that, but I kind of felt that way too. But after going back and watching it, I don't think it was so much. I know, I mean, that was definitely a part of it, but I think that the emotions from Bianca and Sasha starting out, spilling out into the match to where they were both pretty much fucking crying before the match started. Like, I think that was the charge for the match that got it going and got everybody involved in it because everybody was feeling that moment. Yeah, man.
No, it was honestly, it was my highlight of the two nights.
Right.
So they play hype into Bianca Belair. She comes out. She does, you know, a decent promo. She praises Sasha Banks for having the match with her, and then in the same breath, make sure to keep the rivalry going.
Yeah.
And then she turned to the Street Profits and said, "Now it's your turn to get gold," because how did she put it? She says,
she said, "We don't wear nothing but gold in this house."
Yeah, okay, there we go. So I think this kind of confirms also in the same breath, Trio. They did this on Raw last year, where Street Profits and Bianca were kind of together as like a full package. I'm wondering if they're going back to that because they also exited together. Well, no, they didn't exit together because the Street Profits had their championship match against Rude and Ziggler following this. But yeah, so I wonder if Bianca, which I mean they're definitely leaning into it. They fully acknowledge and they have already acknowledged that Bianca and Montez are married. They let them have that personal interaction.
Right.
I will say this, Montez even behind sunglasses, that dude looked proud as hell.
Oh yeah, he was fucking glowing.
Oh man,
glowing.
I'm telling you, it's like I'm trying to think of it, it's the roles are reversed. It's like he's the first lady in this marriage, like
right. And I wouldn't mind if they played up on that kind of. Like not necessarily him being her Reginald, but you know what I'm saying, them being her entourage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, man. They go on to have like a really good match with Rude and Ziggler. I'll say that. The only thing is, it's the tag team titles just they lack the soul. They lack the significance. The tag team, the SmackDown tag belts, and arguably the Raw ones too. Because I'm trying to think, who the hell are our Raw tag team champs right now?
AJ and Omos.
AJ and Omos. Actually, no. Okay, so Raws are tight. I like Raws right now.
Right.
But SmackDowns, I don't know. It's hard to get excited. We don't have any tag teams. We don't really have.
I hate to say this because like I'm always against it, talking shit about it, but like I think you have to put a makeshift team together of some stars to kind of get the ball back rolling, to kind of get the prestige up on the titles. Like,
yeah,
I hate to even say it, like even Seth, like even if you do like the Seth, kind of like the Bar with Cesaro, they accidentally fall into being the champs or some shit.
Yeah,
like just something like that, like to have a star elevated because right now it's flat. And how many times can we see this fucking match between them two? And
I think that's it too. Yeah,
they do the finish the same way every time. Yes.
It looked like it did look like briefly Street Profits would win. There was a really cool spot where, Montez went over the top, took out both Rude and Ziggler. Angelo Dawkins tagged him as he was flying over the ropes. That was the cool moment.
That was dope.
Yeah, Dawkins threw, and I can't remember which member.
It was Rude.
Rude, okay. Who ate the frog splash. Ziggler broke up the pin. At that point, you knew, okay, they're not winning. And due to like a distraction, Ziggler hit a zigzag on Montez Ford.
No, they didn't see him do the blind tag.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. There was actually 2 pretty cool tag spots.
Yeah, it was. That was actually
because Ziggler tagged and instantly fell off the apron, like just dropped off the apron.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. But
again, it was like, even though it had those cool little spots, but it was every match that they have has been one like this, with some sort of distraction or some sort of fugazi shit, and they get the win, like making the Street Profits look like fucking idiots. Like, you know, like every time it's been some shit like that. So
very, very generic, by the books WWE tag match. Although, like I said, not through lack of effort. You know, I will say that both teams looked like they put in effort to kind of make this a little bit better. But I mean, you can only pair these guys up so many times. Yeah. You know, it's not like Uso New Day. You know, this feud doesn't keep building. It
doesn't have any heat to it.
It like, just it feels like filler.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
Blowout in the chat says, Warriors aloha. It's blowout time. Kai Tai, it's 4 a.m. Jesus.
God damn,
in Hawaii. Thank you, Blowout, being up so early, you savage.
Super fucking cool. Let's go, Blowout.
Check out Blowout on Putting You Over as YouTube. I don't know how this man manages to do it. He can do a week's rundown in like 5 minutes. He runs down pro wrestling, the week of wrestling in like a 5-minute segment. He's essentially the Ultimate Warrior.
Right.
He just comes in sprinting the whole way through and then he's out. Oh man. Natalia, Shayna Baszler. God damn it.
Just skip it.
Damn it.
Talk about it.
What?
How many?
What is going on with? What did Shayna do? At this point, I'm convinced, man. Shayna like pissed all over like Vince's steak or something, man.
Something. And my thing is too, like, if you're that mad at them, why are they still the fucking champs?
Oh my god, man.
And then Nia comes in and gets drop kicked too. Like,
and here's the thing. It's like Shayna was one of the most dominant roster members in the entire company, male or female.
Right.
And you have the ability to show that and make her losses matter, like it did when she lost to Rhea Ripley in NXT. That was huge when Rhea beat her. It made Rhea. It took Rhea losing at last year's Mania to cool off from that win.
Right.
And they're just bypassing that. This is the woman that single-handedly buzzsawed through all the other competitors in Elimination Chamber. Chewed them alive.
This is my favorite wrestler. So you're not saying anything to me that I'm not fucking stewing over.
What did she do already?
Like, and my thing is too, it's like we go back to the same shit I say about Matt Riddle in the chat. Like, they're always talking about how they want real fighters and like real, like, you have these women that are real, that can really beat up half the men on the damn roster, let alone all these women. Yeah, like, and between her and Nia, like, them two, they could probably literally murder half the roster, men and women included, if them two really tagged up, like tag team in real life and just start beating people up. And they get shit on and look like fucking idiots. My whole slipping on Raw because what's her name did? Mandy slipped. Like, what the hell? Like, but then they're still champs too. That's the part that I'm like you said, like, all right, they must have pissed somebody off. They're getting their just dues, but why the hell do they still got the belts?
No idea. And you know the thing about it? The thing about it is the way that these matches are going down. It's not doing Natalia any favors.
No.
Because there's no substance to the match. There's no drama. They're just quick roll-ups.
That her lame ass barely can even do.
Yeah, man. It's weird. It's so weird. It's not even elevating Natalia that much, or Tamina. Tamina should be the person that's being built. I've been on this Tamina train now for a minute. But yeah, so I mean, the match was a nothing match. Natalia rolls up. Shayna Baszler. Nia Jax comes in to try and save face for her team. Nia eats a super kick from Tamina. End segment. We spent more time talking about this than they gave TV time.
Facts.
Following that, I believe, did I miss anything? Because at this point, it just goes to the main event.
No, I think that's it. Well, they had the stuff. They had a few things with like Seth Rollins and Cesaro video packages. Keep going back to it throughout the fucking night.
Oh yeah, they really hammered home the title here. If you're
UFO.
Looking at the live stream, they really hammered home like Cole or McAfee. Have you ever seen a UFO before? And yeah, they replay Cesaro's move from WrestleMania a lot of times. It was kind of silly.
The swings and that a couple times, like.
Yeah, I will say one thing though. I mean, they're hyping Cesaro up. The production team is getting behind him.
That's why I'm not. You didn't hear me complain about it.
No complaints there.
I'm not. We got to take what we can get. We've all been wanting Cesaro to be in this spot.
Yep.
So whatever bullshit they come up with, UFOs and handy dandies, whatever the hell shit they come up with, as long as they're coming up with shit and Cesaro's at the top of the card, we gonna shut the fuck up and take it.
Cesaro had a good match with Jay.
Yeah,
these guys. This was easily by a landslide match of the night. No, they were going really hard. We didn't have Roman out ringside observing the match. Jay was out there doing his thing. They gave him almost 20 minutes. I want to say almost 20 minutes, and then ultimately, though, in the end, Cesaro was attacked. He was jumped by his WrestleMania opponent. Seth Rollins came out. He got him. He hit him in the back of the neck.
He's been doing that. It was like Chris Hero's move. It was like turn him in from a neck breaker and then hit him with the elbow or whatever.
I imagine that's playing on the UFO spot. Wants to injure his neck so he can't do the move.
That's what I'm. Well, yeah, that's probably
that, or it could just be a one of the few moves because I Seth Rollins is such an incredible talent.
Right.
If you notice that the majority of his innovative moves all work the head and neck because his finisher's the stomp.
Exactly.
It should make sense that your move set revolves around the body part that your finisher does the damage to.
Facts.
Unless you're trying to negate the your opponent's offense, in which case you damage the limb that they use for their moves. It's smart. It's intelligent thinking. It's good booking.
Seth Rollins. I mean, that's just it.
Yeah. But so it left us on like not even really a cliffhanger, kind of a flat note.
Right.
But the implications here is that Cesaro won. So maybe he gets the match with Roman Reigns, but then you also have Seth in the mix. We could be looking at another triple threat potentially,
I wouldn't be mad at that one. That one's gonna be that triple threat.
I'm here to see Roman and Seth's current characters interact with each other.
Right. I told you I've been wanting this.
I want to see how they interact, man. I want to see how those characters clash.
They can't keep ignoring each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they can't keep ignoring each other. The two biggest stars in the company on the show are heels, and they don't have any interaction whatsoever. Yeah, they can't. It ain't gonna work.
But yeah, man, that was SmackDown. Like I said, it was. I think you and I were probably more entertaining than the show was.
Probably.
Toot our own horn here, but yeah, I said we'll have to see what's coming up next week. I wonder if they already have a SmackDown preview for next week. Let's see. We got a little bit of time to kill. We're not even at 40 minutes, man. Look at us. Look at us.
It's kind of hard to get past 40 minutes when there was only 40 minutes of shit to cover.
Let's see. Nah, it's too early. All the SmackDown previews are still articles for last night's episode. Okay. Did Bayley do anything last night?
Yes. She had like a promo pretty much saying she's going to challenge Bianca. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. She's next in line for Bianca.
She was saying how arrogant Bianca is and how full of herself, and that's not the type of champion SmackDown needs.
Also, Bayley was beating Bianca, if I remember correctly. Was she?
I can't remember if she did or not. I just remember the promo.
Yeah, they did the obstacle course. Yeah. Bailey and Bianca already had a feud where Bianca was losing. Yeah, they did. Yeah,
I thought you meant last night. I thought you meant did she attack her last night?
No. I just meant in general. If we've already seen them, yeah.
Yeah, because remember she picked up Otis.
Yeah, she picked up Otis. That's right. That's when the ball started rolling with Bianca too.
Right. That's what got it going.
That's when the ball. Kudos to Corey Graves too, by the way, for the last year, consistently dropping those lines, saying that within a year's time Bianca would be champ.
Right.
I'm glad to see that actually came. I mean, obviously that came true and everything.
I wonder too, like sometime is that them placing shit, like, you know what I'm saying, like trying to like get us. You know how people always say the government is trying to get people going with shit with movies and certain things that come out. Like, I wonder if WWE does that with the commentators when they say shit like that. Like, is that something he really believed? Or is that something that they were saying?
I'm pretty sure like a line that important had to have been approved.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, is that them conditioning us? So when
conditioning us, getting us like cool with the idea. Who knows, man? Who knows? Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Blowout Man, getting up at 4 a.m. Good God, to watch our dumbasses talk about SmackDown.
Right.
You're awesome. Please, once again, like, subscribe, check out, us in the audio version if you're driving. I don't know. Just appreciate you guys.
That's my favorite version.
What's the next show we got coming? It's just Raw, right? Yeah, the next show is just Raw. Okay, we'll catch you guys Monday when Katie and Kevin run down Raw. But like always, until next time, y'all have a good one.